I connect to human beings in my noggin. Okay. I have discussions and intelligent conversations now with people just in the past, but also in the present. I don't know how it works with them. I'm not them. You'll get people, I didn't say that with you. Yeah, but that's something you would say. Well, we had the conversation. Maybe you've had conversations with, it's interesting. Maybe you're drunk. I don't know. No. Some people are cognizant of communications with others, even when they're not in the same room as some people are not. It's better to have an intuitive mind than a scientific mind. The intuitive mind is in touch with the people spiritually, and the scientific mind has to try to prove everything physiologically. So the intuitive mind is much better. Well, I was out there in the shed, I was shooting, and it was interesting, a very interesting discussion with Mary J. Blige, about relationships and stuff. She was mostly talking about, physiological and emotional and, you know, um, relationships that sustain our lives, and we can love each other through, holy covenant sexual reproduction, stuff. Pretty interesting, basically talking to her about, like, broke it down to her as like, well, for the most part, how they say marriage, affectionate sexuality and romantic relationships, you live longer. It's like, yeah, but there's like with the thing with Obama, there's dies, damn lies, and there's statistics. Okay. Now you could get two people that live to be 115, 20 years old. Okay. Sexually reproduce. Okay. And physiologically, it sustains them, and their life is physiologically, they're physically fit, right? But they get off on hunting down and killing other people, make other people's lives absolutely miserable. Okay? But they're physically fit because they have a sex life that physically um, uh, helps their physiology stay alive, and they're very cunning. So it doesn't mean that it's a healthy sex life. It just means that it's something that they are aggressive and then perceive that they excel at. Now, when they make other people's lives miserable and they hunt down and kill other people and do things like that, they put everything at risk. But they can live to be 115 years old because they physiologically are fit. Okay. So there's lies, damn lies, and statistics, right? So I don't put a lot of stock into that. You I'm a faithful person. I'm living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer. You live the Lord's Prayer, you have a healthy, holy covenant sexually reproductive life that affects everybody. And if everybody accepts that kind of understanding and beauty of natural laws to sustain us through faithful, way better than cunning, physically fit, fucking assholes, right? And that's just the way you come and ask me questions, and boom, they're like, whoa, this guy is, yeah, I'm very intelligent, And I was telling her it's ridiculously easy to lose a physical attraction to an opposite a person. A lot of them, they talk, right? You're like, oh man, she's fine, right? And physiologically, the first thing that attracts you is the physical part of it. Oh my gosh, Frankie Valli. You're just too good to be true. Can't take my eyes off you. You'd be like heaven to touch. I want to hold you so much. At long last, love has arrived. It's not love. Okay. It's a desire to sexually reproduce, and then an attachment to somebody because they physiologically, you find them appealing. It would be, you're just too good to be true. You'd be like heaven to touch. And it may seem that way, but you've got to know the person. That's why we do courting. Frog went in courting, and he did right. Mm-hmm, right. That's why we do courting. That's why you take time to get to know each other. Take time to make time to be there, right? And so you got to understand. Like what happened with me when me and Miss Pettis were dating. And then, she told me, well, if we get money and your kids come back, I ain't having that. So that's the only thing I would want money in this hell, because we're not living the Lord for prayer, was to have more time around my kids. Right? So don't you want to have sex? No. She goes, are you gay? No. You don't want to be around my kids. I don't want to have sex with you. Right? Just basically told her, no. Okay. We talked. I want, if I'm going to have a sexual relationship with somebody, I want it to be somebody that likes kids. And if I get a big house and there's a guest house and Emily decides she's going to live in it the rest of her life, then that's what's going to happen, right? That's the type of person I am. I'm not that failure to launch with Terry Bradshaw and Matthew McConaughey and shit. I'm that type of person. The kids want to live next door. Like Tula and the Big Fat Greek Way. I'm there. All right, that's just me. And so, if a woman's like, no, I don't want that, I was like, well, you don't want me. And I can be unattracted to you, just like, no, not attracted, no attracted, all that attraction. Physiologically, yes. Okay. If I just thought sexually like an animalistic person, yes. I want to have sex with you all the time. But emotionally and mentally, which is more important, the intuitive mind better than scientific man, then hell no. I want to have sex with you. Right? Right? I love you, but I don't want to have sex with you. I love everybody. I'm like Jesus, right? I love everybody, but you have to earn my trust. And then if you earn my trust, I believe you're capable of being faithful. Okay. So that's what people should look for is, okay, I want to earn his trust and I want him to believe in me. And he's capable of being faithful and have faith in the glory of God. So as far as celebrities and go and stuff, I don't like what they do, so it's hard to like them. Okay, but I want them to be worthy of my trust, and I want them, want me. I would like I told everybody about I don't expect to trust them. I don't expect to believe in them, but I hope. All right, and then I got a little bit of things in there with because I had a crush on BB's sister Cece when I was young and working at the record stores. And, they're supposed to have good moral values. Yeah, I learned that right away. After a while, I was like, no. If a woman calls Jesus God and him and stuff like that, we ain't having a relationship. We ain't gonna have a sexual relationship. It's hard for me to have somebody that takes Jesus and turns them into their alter ego. Okay, because what you want to say to people like that, especially when you're the living embodiment of the Lord's Prayer in the bowels of hell. Okay, you're the only person with the courage to stand up for the Lord's Prayer to all these abusive psychopaths that want to kill and fight over money, and then engage in this disgusting activity with billionaires and scientists that keep you anonymous. Okay, and so you get these other people. Well, my Jesus, your Jesus is a fucking asshole. He sits and watches people that get up and obey his commands be tortured by perverts while pretentious, arrogant, pious piles of shit walk up to the man who's standing up for the Lord's Prayer and say, you think you're all that. My Jesus is God. Well, your God sucks. Okay? And you want to say that to him. Actually, I've said it. And they still roll your eyes at you. You think you're so good. You think you're so much better than Jesus. No, I'm better than the Jesus that you invented in your head. Okay? But as far as the Lord Jesus that talks to me every day and says, Earl, stand up for the Lord's Prayer. He trusts me and he believes in me, so I'm just as good as he is. Oh, no, you're not. I know, he's that asshole God that sits for 2024 years and watches us all murder over ego problems and doesn't do a fucking thing to help. Your God sucks. Okay, I don't want to hear about your piece of shit God anymore. You have to get that way with people. Otherwise, you have to live under that yoke, under that tyranny. You have to accept that bullshit. Well, you got to tell it like it is. You got to be like Lord Jesus Christ. You got to make that whip and clean out that Solomon's temple so all them bitches get out of a place where people can go for a holy sanctuary. Because children can't live under an egomaniac saying, we don't live the Lord's Prayer till up in the cloud kingdom of my head after we dead. No, you get up and you live it right now, or I ain't got a lick of use for you, and you're the lukewarm, and I vomit you out my mouth, right? So, yeah, no, I believe in the Ark of the Covenant. Okay, I do. And so, but that was interesting. It was an interesting conversation. So I went to go look at that. I tell you, I look at the things and I see who's on the shows and stuff. And I went, okay, Mary J. Blige, I know her. And it was hard. And I told her, when I don't know if she's like me and she knows, but I said, well, you really always got nice lips and you had the dress with the boobs and I couldn't stop looking at your boobs. And you put them out there. I was a butt man. I'm a butt and leg man, yes, but boobs are fun too. But it's like I couldn't stop. Okay. I have to see what her hair looks like natural. I don't know what her hair looks like natural. I know she does her hair. I was engaged. My first fiance was black. She spent 3, 4, 5 hours in the beauty shop. I'd go drop her off. And you want to stay? No, I don't want to stay. So don't ask me to stay, baby. So she let me go. She let me drop her off at the beauty shop and pick her up. Thank you, baby. Thank you. It takes like 4 or 5 hours to do their hair. Oh, Lord. When they straighten it and press it. And, yeah, so I'm like, okay, no, baby, that's I don't know. Steffi's hair was natural. Steffi cut it short, and it was natural. Okay. Amy's was naturally ringlet and thick. So my fiance and both my wives had their natural hair. And I was, Steffi used to have to do her hair before she cut it. And it was just one day she cut it down like this. I came home and it was gone. And then well, do you like it? And I was like, well, I did like the hair before. Don't ask me if, what. She asked me what I liked better. And I was like, you're beautiful. You look beautiful. And she got mad at me because she asked me what I liked better. And, I'm like, Sheldon, well, I liked it better with the hair, but you're still beautiful. It doesn't, what do you like? And that's what I tried to have. She was mad at me. I was like, you need to, not ask quantitative questions of people's opinions when they're truthful, because they're going to tell you the truth. And if you don't want to hear it, don't ask the question. And that frustrated me all the time. That Amy wasn't as much like Steffi was like that all the time. She would ask these questions and you'd tell her, and then she'd get mad at you because she wanted you to tell her opinion or her perspective and regurgitated it to her. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to tell you my perspective, my opinion. Because you're asking for an opinion. You're not asking for the truth. If you want the truth, I'll tell you the truth. But they didn't want to hear the truth. You'll find that people that want to hear everything their way, they want to be lied to all the time and then told that everything's perfect when it goes according to their head. It's very frustrating. It very much is. Well, 2 and 2 is 4. Life is eternal. Grace is infinite. Understand natural laws. Obey those natural laws. Have faith in the glory of God. That's not based on opinion. That's actual and factual, and it saves people from people's opinions. Okay, guys, I love you very much. Let's hold this up. We'll talk tomorrow. All right, peace out.